Hey folks, Two Sheds Gabby here. Hey, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I don't know how long it's going to take me, but I'm going to do a video going through a box of pennies, nickels, and dimes. I'm going to start with the nickels here. I don't have marked on top of here when I got these, so I don't know if they came from Ohio or if I got them here in Louisville. I just don't remember. I would guess if, because the last box I went through in Ohio, I didn't get very many 2024s. I'm just guessing. I don't know, but I'll say if we don't find many of those 2024s, it could be another box from up in Ohio. I'm not going to go through and show you we're not going to go through row by row every time I find one from the 50s or 40s or something like that. We'll go through a few rolls when I find something a little bit better, but I don't want it to be like 2 hours long enough. It's going to be pretty long as it is. So let's get started. And I'm hoping to find some 2024s and maybe a silver. I haven't found a buffalo in a while. That'd be really cool. So let's get started right away. Hey guys, I did want to break in and say this. Here's a 1947 Denver. This is the very first older coin, older than 1960s. I'm in the 7th row. I have not found a single coin newer than 2021. Well, that's kind of weird that this box could have sat around that long, but that was pretty wild. I have seen Philadelphia and Denver of the 2021s, but that was the only old one I've seen. Haven't seen anything. Maybe I can get lucky and get a 2009 somewhere in here, but I would say it's probably going to be a pretty fast box if we're not finding any 2024s at all. But we'll just have to see as the box progresses. But I'm thinking it's going to go pretty quick at this rate. And then we'll get into the next bag or box, of coins. Yeah, it's going to be pretty quick. All right, guys, I'm in the 15th row. How about that? Man, it's moving right along. But here's a 1948, but check this out. It is a San Francisco, so it's a semi-key date. About 11 million something of those. So that's fun. I have also found a couple other from the 40s. So that's 4 from the 40s, but this one is a semi-key date, and those are fun to find. Pretty fun to find. I am waiting on my mother. She's been to the dentist, and she said if she didn't get all Novocained up, she wants us to go out to lunch with her today. So we saw her pull in the driveway a few minutes ago, and we're waiting to hear if she wants to do anything or not. So we'll see. Still nothing newer than a 2021. Is that wild? Not exactly good wild. We just got back from Bubba 33s for lunch. Pretty good stuff. Now let's get back to the nickels. Well, guys, I'm in the 22nd row. And here's the next thing I've come to. I've got 4 coins from the 40s. I have found nothing else. But here's a 1939. Man, I'm hoping for a shot at the old DRS again. Nope. Oh, well. Yeah, there's a 58. Now, there's my first one from the 50s. And that is the D. That's not the one I wanted. My wife and I got a cheesesteak. Yeah, cheesesteak, hoagie type thing. It was really good. First time we'd ever been there. There was when I first came to Louisville, back to Louisville, there was a Philly cheesesteak. That's what they're called, Philly cheesesteak. And there was a place downtown I used to deliver payroll to. And they had one move out to close to where my wife and I lived. And so we were looking forward to going there. And I was so excited, but they had no flavor. It's like they cooked the meat and put some cheese on it, but they didn't add any flavor to it. I was so disappointed. This place was good today. Well, fellas and gals, I've got 15 rolls left in the box. I just came to a Bahamas nickel. Kind of fun finding those. I did also find a Canadian. Oh, man, I tell you, if this was the first box I ever searched, it might be the last. We do have 15 rolls to go. Well, here's a redeeming coin. I was hoping I might get a 2009 since the 2024 was not available. A 2009 Denver did show up. Not the prettiest one I've ever found, but we got it to 2009. So that's cool. I'm glad to get that at least. I tell you, it's not been the best box I've ever gone through, but you know, that happens. That happens. 6 rolls to go, and we'll see if anything else shows up. So I'm supposed to be planning on going to West Virginia next week. And the town that my friend is in, they don't have a Chase Bank. And so just a little ways over is a town where there is one. And I tried to call them last week. They never answered the phone. I tried today a couple of times. They still didn't answer their phone. So I called the main line to Chase. And I said, I need to speak to the people at this branch. And he's like, well, you can send them an email and make an appointment. I said, no. I said, I need to speak to them today. So the person I spoke to tried like 4 or 5 times and finally got through and connected me with them. And I said, I've been trying to call you. I said, I'm coming to town next week. Oh, there's a Canadian. And I said, I need to order some $50, nickels, and pennies. And she went and checked with whoever orders the coins and said, we cannot get them here in time. She goes, we'll have nickels and pennies for you, 1996. But she said, we cannot get the $50 in time. I'm like, ugh. I was so frustrated. Fish, got what I wished. The next row, guys, look at this. 1935. Indian head, buffalo nickel. Oh, what is that? That is a San Francisco. Well, how about that? That's really cool. 1935 San Francisco. 10 million made. How about that? That's pretty low mintage. 10 million. Golly. Okay, we just made this box worthwhile. Cool beans. How many times will I drop it? That is so neat. The rim looks funny at the Liberty, don't it? Is that just wear? I guess it is. Huh. Well, that was fun. Oh, so anyway, I looked in 45-minute drive in the other direction from the town my friend lives in is another town that has a Chase. I called there, they answered the phone right away, and I talked with the person there. And boy, she asked for a lot of information from me. She even asked why I was coming to West Virginia. It's like, really? I didn't mind saying, but anyway, it was kind of funny. She said, yeah. And so next week I get to stop in there and pick up a couple boxes of $50. So that's cool. I'm trying to get hold of my friend. He was going to order from his bank some $50 for me, and I haven't got that confirmed yet. I hope that he was able to get that done. Holy cow, guys. Can you believe this? Right here near the end of the box, I get a 2009, I get a buffalo nickel, and now a V nickel. How long has it been? Oh my goodness. 1903, 122 years old. Not bad shape. I've gotten worse than this. Oh, wow. That's fantastic. I couldn't believe I saw that. I saw something. It's like, oh, I guess there's another foreign one. And then the reveal. It's like, oh my, a V nickel. That is so neat. Well, what can I say? The box has turned out to be very pleasant for me. Just happened all here at the end. I got 3 rolls to go after this roll. I'm talking with my friend right now, and he was not able to get the $50. Oh, these banks. So frustrating. But at least I have 2 boxes waiting for me and some pennies and nickels. And so, we'll have some fun. We're hoping to, if the weather's right, to get out in the creek and look for some old bottles. I'm going to take a couple of pans with me, and we'll pan a couple and just see if we get a gold flake or two. You never know. They say they got fine dust in those creeks over there. Why not give it a try? Wonder if we'll find a watermelon in the creek. Him and his friend was out there last week or a week before, whatever, and a watermelon come rolling down the creek. Would you look at this, guys? Can you believe this? After my complaining, hit 2 rolls to go, and here's another 2009. Both of them were Denver, but that's totally cool. This one's a little better than the last one. Wow. 2 rolls to go. Will anything else show up? 2000. Oh, did I mention that I did find a 2022? 2022. So I'm guessing this box came from pretty early in 2022, right after they had started releasing, and one of them made its way into this box. But all the others are before that. I guess that's the Canadian. Yeah. 19. That's the 3rd Canadian. Two Sheds Gabby here again. I've got another bag of dimes, guys. I've been getting them a little bit more frequently, so, it makes me think there's somebody doing a little bit of dumping, but I'm still getting some silver, and I'm hoping I get it again with this bag. So I'll get it cut open here, get my machine set up. We're going to sort them out and hope we get some of those silver dimes falling over to the right side of the bucket. Oh, several years back, I remember getting bags of $50, and I could look in there and go, oh, look, there's a silver. There's one. But I've never been able to do that with dimes. I do hope there's a couple in here. I liked the way it worked last time, so I'm going to put these canisters of BBs down inside the buckets to stabilize them. It worked out pretty well for me last time. I'm getting all set up. I'll be ready to go in just a minute. I'm using a 1964 silver to run my test to get this started. And let's hope that the silver pops over to this side. I've got about a dozen or so clad dimes in there. There's my 1964. All is well. Let's get started. I've only run 1 batch. I think I already have a silver. 1963 Denver. How cool is that? Oh, man. I do hope that means there's better things to come. That's very cool. Well, I've run several more batches through and no more silver yet, but I got a very rounded off, thick rim penny. Well, I've run a bunch more batches through. Well, when I say a bunch, several more. A batch to me, I take this cheese box, and it's about maybe a 1/4 full, and that's how much I consider 1 batch at a time is while I run through it. But no more silver yet, just the 1. I'm a 1/4 of the way finished now. I've already emptied the bucket into a bag, and I ran another test, and everything's still good, so I will continue. Well, I'm not quite halfway done with the bag. I do believe I have come to my 2nd silver. It's their 3rd from the right. $1957 looks like. I believe that's a D. that what that is? Yeah. 57D. Cool beans. At least we have two now. What is that in the upper right corner? Look at that, guys. Haha. Haven't found one of those in a while. All right. 1943 Mercury. That's cool. That is also silver number 3. I am well over halfway through now. Still got a good ways to go, but man, it's been a while since I got one of these. That is so cool. What a neat looking coin. The very next batch after the Mercury, and looky there, third to the left, we have silver, unless something's faking me out, we have silver number 4. 1964. That's fantastic. That's not bad, guys. I still got a good ways to go. I got 5 last bag. Well, I'd love to do that again. I like it when they bounce down in the bucket and then land up on top of the BB container. I have 2 batches to go, and I'll be finished with the bag. Another penny showed up, and a quarter. Now, quarter will not fit through the cylinders, so it just spins round and round in there until I see it and just pull it out. Oh, but also, number 5. We got our silver number 5. This one's a little dirty. 1958, Philadelphia. How about that? That's cool. We have our 5. 2 more batches and I'll be done. And then there were pennies. All right, we're going to get started on some pennies here. I opened up this box here earlier. I just picked it up last week. And it's all 2022s. How does that happen? Let's wait 3 years and then send that one out. Yeah. So then I opened up the next one, and it's got circulating coin in it. So that's the one we'll do. And we'll see what we find. I'm hoping for 3 pounds of copper and 10 wheat pennies and a gold coin. Let's see what we find, and we're going to get going right now. What do you guys make of this? Is that from the mint, or is that a crack? Tell me what you think. I'd love to hear from you. I'm in the 8th row now, and here is wheat penny number 1. Glad we finally came to one. 1946 Philadelphia. Oh, the wheat penny. You know, I don't know if I've said this, but this house that we live in now was my aunt's house. And my cousin, who is my buddy. And we did lots of messing around, playing together and stuff growing up. But the truth of the matter is, he was in my house 100 times more than I was in his house. His mom's name was Frances. We call her Frank. Everybody called her Aunt Frank or Frank. And I don't know, it was just so awkward maybe. I don't know what all the deal. It was a funny relationship sometimes. But I just wasn't in this house a whole lot. So, you know, it's like, ooh, I'm in Frank's house. So it was kind of weird when we moved in. It's like, we're living in Frank's house now. It's pretty funny how it turned out in this turn of events. I mean, I'm totally like it here. It's really cool. We like being here. But every now and then, me and my wife will look at each other and go, we're in Frank's house. Pretty funny. Well, I was hoping we might find another 82. The very next row, I get the Canadian Copper, 1980. Always enjoy finding those. One of these days, I'll get a few more rolls put together that I can put in my Canadian Copper penny hoarding box. 82. Tomorrow I will call a Priceline and get a hotel or motel, whatever, reserved for early next week. Finally got me a couple of boxes of $50 reserved. And they said, please make sure you pick them up. We have a very small vault in our little branch. They said, so please make sure you pick them up. I said, I have every intention of being there. Well, guys, it is the next day now, and it's almost noon. I've been on the phone a lot today and just doing some other stuff, getting some things listed. My office is pretty covered up with stuff that I need to get listed, just boxes all around me. Anyway, I am in row 13. Here is wheat penny number 2. Kind of dirty. 1955 Denver. Wheatie number 2. I doubt that you can hear it, but I don't know. The washing machine is going, and we have the ice cream churn going. Every now and then, I'll be at the store, and they'll have a half gallon of half and half, just marked down really cheap. You know, obviously because there's only a few days left on the sticker, whatever they call it. And so I'll buy it at that real cheap price, then bring it home and make us some homemade ice cream with it. It's good stuff. There's only a few different ingredients in it. There is a 2009 Memorial Lower Mintage Philadelphia. We'll keep that one. We usually just take the ice cream and let it churn till it's about done. You know, it's thickened up pretty good. Then we'll take it out and just put it in a couple of containers and put it in the freezer and save it till whenever before we eat it. It's usually pretty soft. I mean, almost too soft when we first take it out. But if you let it run too long, it's so hard on the motor. So it seems to work out pretty good for us this way. Okay, I have come to another wheat penny. This is the 16th roll, still in the first half of the box. And it looks like it might be, it's worn, it might be old. 1919, Philadelphia, 106 years old. Wish it had a mint mark, but that's all right. It's fun to find these old ones, man. Cool beans, 106 years old. He's been around a little while. Wonder what life was like in 1919, you know, when they carried around this shiny new penny in their pocket. Cool beans. Anything else in this roll? Oh, I have something to show you in a minute. I'll get to it in maybe the next roll. Pretty cool. 82. There is other 82s in that jar. It didn't sound like it. Well, here we go. Man, I am in the 7th row in the second half of the box. Finally, we come to Wheatie number 4. I've been getting a little bit of copper, but not anything else. 1957 Denver, wheat penny number 4. Wowzers. So, there's a guy that I talk to on, you know, through my videos quite a bit, and we've talked a lot. And he reached out to me, private message, and we talked about some coins, and we agreed to make some exchange. And he sent me a bonus. Let me show you what he sent me. Totally cool. This is Canadian. 1 cent Canada, 1916. Man, 109 years old. Is that cool? But that's not all. Look at that. 5 cents, 1914. It's a silver nickel, guy. It's a 5-cent piece. It's really not a nickel, I guess. Is that cool? Man, oh man. This is what a Canadian nickel, and this is a Canadian silver 5-cent piece. Man, that is that is totally cool. I love that. That is so neat. I've never had one of these before, these guys right here. That is pretty cool. Thank you, man. I sure appreciate it. You know who you are. That is really neat. Thank you again. Wowzers. That's pretty cool. I don't think yeah, how many times do I say this? I had one roll that only had 1 copper in it. You know, that kind of leans you toward thinking you're not going to get your 3 pounds. But I have had rolls that had over the 9 that you need for the average. So I guess, I don't know, but I'm leaning toward I'm not. Here is a Canadian penny, and it is a 12-sided, 2.5 grams, 98% copper. So that's nice. Copper is still hanging at the same price, 2.97 cents each, just a hair under. Oh, is that a Wheatie? 1953, that's right, wheat penny number 5. Well, that's nice. I went a lot of rolls without any, and I get 2 in 1 row. Yeah, so our copper pennies are just a hair under 3 cents each. I was wondering, what do you guys think when we get to where you're not even getting hardly a pound per box, and wheat pennies just happen by ever so often? Will you still be hoarding if it's under a pound a box? I'd be curious to hear what you guys think. Here's the very next row, guys. Wheat penny number 6. 1957 Philadelphia. Plus we have the one of them that's over 100 years old, so that's neat. I was talking with somebody who was really upset with Trump because he's getting rid of the penny, and they think that it's, I guess, kind of a sign that thinking that he's part of some conspiracy theory against America or something like that. It's weird looking. That ain't it. That ain't it. I guess it's nothing. And, you know, you can not like the idea of the penny thing, but what president in your in the history of the country did 100% of everything that was just right according to your opinion? Nary a one. You know, what's our alternative? Not having a free country. That's our alternative right now. Well. Folks, we have only 3 rolls to go left in this box, and we will have concluded it. But here is wheat penny number 7. It's got a little mold growing on it up in the corner up there. 1956 Denver. We only had one really good old one so far. Found another Canadian, but it was not copper. So I would like to encourage everyone to please go down below and click the link for the sermon that I have down there. This sermon is about biblical authority and love and how they work together in God's Word. And there's a couple of pretty cool Old Testament stories that are really fascinating that he uses to illustrate the authority of God. I think you'll enjoy those. And they're pretty, and if you'll enjoy them enough, go open the Bible and read that story in its entirety. He'll tell where they are. But yeah, please go down and talk and listen to that where we get our authority. He talks about it's the verse that says, or several verses that says, this is Christ's church that we're part of. It's not our church, and so he has authority. We don't have authority to say what goes. He does, and all of that is in the Bible, where we get our authority to do and not to do things. I hope you will take a few minutes to listen. All right, folks, I have gone through all of the 82s and weighed them and applied the copper ones into this box here. Today's copper, we're going to weigh it here and see how close I am to that 3 pounds. We only got 7 wheat pennies. That's all right. Oh, that's pretty close. Pretty close. It's like 2 pounds, 14 ounces, something like that. Actually, a little better than I thought I'd do once again. That's cool. I'll add that to my box up here. I'm a 15-pound box I'm trying to get filled up. And we'll see you in a bit. Pennies and nickels and dimes. Oh, my. Pennies and nickels and dimes. Oh, my. All right, folks, here we are at the 2025 Silver Finds box, and we have just completed going through a box of nickels, a bag of dimes, and a box of pennies. And we got some pretty cool stuff. I got 5 silver dimes for the Roosevelt and 1 Mercury, and I got the gift of the 1914 Canadian silver 5-cent piece. Not really a nickel, but totally cool. But that puts me at 192 silver coin finds for this year. I'm feeling pretty good about hitting the 200 mark. Pretty neat. Along with that, I got some wheat pennies. I got one of them, 1919. I got a 1935S Buffalo nickel. Also the gift of the old Canadian penny. 19, where'd you go? 16, wasn't it? Yeah. 2 2009 Ds and the V nickel. Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Part of the penny box didn't produce a lot, but it got me an over 100-year-old penny. The nickels, it went a long way, but they're at the end. Boom, boom, boom. How cool is that? And of course, I've just getting lucky with these dimes. I keep finding silver. 192 now. Pretty cool. Well, here in a day or two, I'm going to pick up 3 boxes of $50, and we'll go through them and see if we can add any more to this. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this week's hunt of pennies and nickels and dimes. And let me know what you think. I don't know that we'll do this again in the future. I just thought it might be fun to try this. We'll see you guys in the next video.